So today we're going to be looking at the Milwaukee Fuel jigsaw. Alright, so this is the Milwaukee Fuel jigsaw, the D-handle version. This came out last year at MPS, 2018 MPS, and was released later that summer, early fall about. So I've had this since it first came out. So it's been about 9 months on this thing. It's a good jigsaw. It's got a lot of great features. Big upgrade from their previous brushed version of it. So we're gonna see all the little features of this and the things that make it a pretty good overall jigsaw. A couple little bad things about it, but yeah, I got some real world use on it out here. Just finished up repairing this gate. Had to do some tight curves on some thick stuff, so see how that does. Alright, so we're going to look closely at all the little features of this thing. The handle, it's D-handle, it's pretty comfortable. I like it. No problems with any rubbing or anything, any reason why it would be uncomfortable. It's got the overmolding and all the spots you want to have, even if you kind of, sometimes you have it in weird angles and stuff. So that's no big problem. It's got the orbital, 3 different modes on it, and then no orbital at all. It does have the toolless bevel lock on it, so you undo that, push it forward, and then you see the little detents right there. So it has a couple different angles. I think it's like 15, 22 and a half, 45, and 0 both ways that it will go. And it does have toolless blade change. It doesn't like eject it like some other ones do. You have to take it out, and also like some other ones I've had, you can push it in without doing that, but you have to, every time you take it out or put it in, you do have to engage the toolless blade change. Also, this has a blower on it. You can see how it works. It's pretty simple. There's just the fan for the motor. It just redirects the fan for the motor instead of coming out there to go there. I will have to say, this has one of the best blowers I've ever used on a jigsaw before. Other jigsaws, some older corded Bosch units I have, they have the blower and it works, but it gets clogged up eventually. This has never gotten clogged up, and the air coming out of it is really, really good. It's got the little lock on the trigger there so you don't accidentally hit it. It does have the variable speed on the trigger. No other knob or anything for variable speed, which is good, fine for a D handle like this. This lock just locks and unlock it. You can't lock it on at all. I would like to have that sometimes. Sometimes you use it upside down or something, you can lock it and hold it kind of like this, but you just have to keep the trigger on it if you want it. So uses any battery. The 5 amp hour battery makes it pretty good weight. So this thing overall is actually a really light jigsaw. Without the battery, it's considerably lighter than most of the jigsaws I have. With the battery, it's still probably lighter than some jigsaws, but the battery does not make it heavy at all. It actually gives it a pretty good balance there. You can see if hanging right around the trigger there, kind of just balances just like that. It does have the Nomar shoe on it, which is nice. I keep that on there most of the time. And then also in it, it's got this for tightening that up. Now I have had this kind of come loose on me sometimes, so every once in a while you do got to tighten that up. Just keep an eye on it. It's kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt bad thing. Also, it comes with a dust port which goes in there, and then you can connect to most any dust extractor, like the Festool CT26 or MIDI or whatever, those size hoses fits on that pretty good. It did also come with a splinter guard that went right here. That was useless. It had little clips that clipped on there. I used it once or twice just to see how it would do, and it literally broke because the clips to hold this on. So that was useless pretty much. It comes with a little plastic cover for right here, you know, to help with dust extraction and stuff, but it's clear, so you're supposed to be able to see through it, but it's really cheap and hard to kind of get on there. And so those two things kind of got lost right away. And plus, even if they didn't get lost, I wouldn't, they were kind of useless, didn't really like them that much. Also, it's got a really bright LED light that stays on for a few seconds after you pull the trigger. It's great as far as line of sight and everything, being able to see. So also in this video, I wanted to take a quick second to talk about these blades. These are from the company Spyder. They sent me these blades to try out. I've never seen blades like this before. They're double-sided blades. You can see that it's got teeth on both sides, and it does on the back side have this flat spot, so it still rides fine on the jigsaw. So this is for wood, and this is for just general purpose. But these blades kind of seem to be a little gimmicky to me, but actually you see one of the videos as far as cutting, you can back out of the cut when you come to a real tight corner and make it, you know, relief cuts easy, besides taking it and making a whole relief cut all the way from like taking the jigsaw out and starting another relief cut. You can just back out and have a relief cut or something like that. So actually these are kind of pretty cool, nice little blades with a nice little feature. All right, now more about the jigsaw. All right, so performance of this jigsaw, it is super powerful. I haven't had any trouble at it stalling out or doing anything, even on thick stuff and tight radiuses. Cutting this, this was cypress, true 5/4, and cypress isn't the hardest wood, but there's definitely woods out there softer than that. Cutting through around that, and it was doing just fine. No problems whatsoever. I've cut plenty of some 5/4 or 1 inch thick oak, white oak, no problem. It'll rip that stuff up. But yeah, really powerful jigsaw. I've even there's plenty of corded jigsaws out there that has less power than this thing. I'm really impressed by how powerful it is. But what's a jigsaw that's powerful? What good is it if it can't cut precise? Precision wise, it does just fine. So I've been getting plenty of, as long as you got, you know, a good blade in it that's gonna stay square, that's not bent, it's gonna cut square all day long. It doesn't seem to wander off. Even around radius and stuff, I can get it to cut square. Now, true, you can have the best jigsaw in the world, and if you're kind of try to wander around a corner or something like that, you can get it to not cut square just by the way you cut it. But if you take your time and rotate it at the point of the blade, it's gonna cut square on some tight circles and stuff. So precision wise, and it's real nice and smooth with a variable speed trigger. You can do everything you need to do with it. So I wouldn't worry about any of that. Now, let's talk battery life. It's very powerful. So one person once told me, with great power comes great battery drain. That was my Uncle Ben. I really do have an Uncle Ben. He's not dead though. I'm seeing him in a couple weeks. But anyway, so yeah, the battery life is not the best on this. It's okay, not compared to some of the other tools they have, which have pretty good battery life. And that's all on a 5.0. You don't get anything bigger than a 5.0. You could probably get away with the newer 8.0s and have a lot better battery life, but then you are adding weight and stuff. The 5.0 really has a good balance on this. So just like these pickets, I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Fresh battery, and it used about half the battery. It's got 2 bars left on it. So if you're going to be doing a lot of cutting, make sure you at least have one other battery, and so you can switch them out on the charger. Because with a rapid charger, you probably won't be able to keep up as far as it. But if you don't have a way to charge it, you're working somewhere out in the field like this on some gates. Might want to have a few extra batteries if you're doing a lot of cutting with the jigsaw. But yeah, it's pretty good jigsaw. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're on the Milwaukee platform. They really nailed this one. A couple, there's no perfect tool in my mind, so there are a couple little things like dust collection. Even when hooked up to a vacuum, it does a little bit, but not much. But to be fair, I haven't really used any jigsaws that have great dust collection. Even the Fest tool, which is known for really good dust collection, even their jigsaw doesn't have the greatest dust collection, just because the nature of how jigsaw is. But yeah, other than that, and maybe watching out, make sure that doesn't come loose, and have a couple extra batteries on hand. It's a really good jigsaw. So basically the same jigsaw comes in a barrel grip style. It's got pretty much the same specs as far as motor in it, runtime, everything, all the things that make it, that actually just do the work, is pretty much the same. As far as being able to cut quality is good, same power, everything as this. The difference is basically the layout and how you hold it. So kind of meant to be held like that. But I'm not the biggest fan of the barrel grip, and I'll tell you why. I do like barrel grips. Probably one of my favorite jigsaws is this Bosch. It's the JS 57-2 EB. This jigsaw is probably one of the best, if not the best, jigsaws out there. I love this thing. If Bosch can just put a battery, make this cordless, and leave everything else exactly the same on it, it would be the jigsaw to end all jigsaws. I prefer a barrel grip jigsaw most of the time. But the reason I actually really like this D handle, and I actually use this most, is just because I'm not a big fan of Milwaukee's barrel grip when they did it. So it's the same size as my favorite jigsaw. It's not too much bigger than this really at all, but I don't know, there's just something about it. Some of the layout is not the greatest. And also, it just doesn't feel right, like some other barrel grip jigsaws feel to me. So if you're interested in the Milwaukee barrel grip jigsaw, I would just suggest finding a place that has it on display and just seeing how it feels to you first. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of it, but there are a few things different about the barrel grip jigsaw. So it does have the, because there's no variable speed trigger, there's just off and on trigger. So it does have variable speed dial, and also it has an automatic setting on it where it will go real slow until it senses resistance, then it speeds up to full speed. So that's for kind of intricate cutting and stuff that you get with it. Also, so it does have on and off switches, but it's not like a flip switch, flip on and off, and it's ambidextrous, it's both sides. So the big thing about this is you just hit it and it doesn't come on. You have to hold it, and then it comes off. But just the littlest flip turns it off. But the placement, even though kudos to Milwaukee for ambidextrous, so it's on both sides, but it's a little awkward to get to, and especially the fact that it's got a little delay. You have to hold it for like a whole 1 second, 2 seconds for it to come on. Just makes it kind of a pain in the butt to turn on and off all the time. It would have been nice if it were like right here as a switch and not a spring-loaded sensor button thing that just goes back to its original place. Also, another thing, one difference between this and the D handle is, so a lot of times when you're using a barrel grip, you're using it upside down, and you're cutting from the back side of your material. Well, it's got an LED light on it, and so sometimes when you're doing that, the LED light can shine in your eyes and you don't see it. So instead of just adding an on and off switch, the LED light, which would have been really nice, they provided you with this little clip that covers, it's a plastic piece that covers the light. Well, it's kind of flimsy and it's tiny, so I don't know where mine is. It's gone. I haven't even used that this much because I like the handle a lot more. You can see this doesn't, as far as the wear and tear on this, not that much because it hardly gets used. So that's kind of a few of my gripes about the barrel grip and why I went back to using the D handle, because the D handle is so good. But pretty much that's all for these, both of these. So Milwaukee did a good job on this. I don't think they're gonna revisit this just because probably not that much fans, but if they ever did redo it, they don't need to redo this, but this just fix a couple of things that I said. We'll see if that ever happens, but if you are interested in any of these, I'll always have the best deals. Link in my bio as far as if you're getting them. So also don't forget to go to my Instagram channel, follow me there for more daily smaller reviews and a lot more content on there. And I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.